You're listening to A-State Sports Take on Red Wolf Radio.
And welcome to this, I guess we'll call it the first test version of the new live A-State Sports Talk show here on Red Wolf Radio. I'm Mr. Dustin Sullivan, the sports media professor here at A-State. Christain, Sandoval, Carson, Campbell also joining me as well on the I wouldn't call it the debut because I want students to debut. This is more of our test version of the show to make sure we get everything right. Mm-hmm. But guys, welcome to A-State Sports Take on Red Wolf Radio.
Yep,
how we doing?
Yep, it feels like a Monday.
It does feel like a Monday.
It feels like a Monday after, good Monday for me, you know.
Yeah.
As a Notre Dame fan, absolutely it is a good Monday for you. Yep. As A-State fans, no.
They're ready for basketball season, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, let's get to some basketball season, but we do have to talk.
Yep.
For the first time since 2009. Yes, I was a senior in college here at A-State. The last time it happened, Arkansas State goes on the road, loses to Louisiana Monroe, first game of conference play, losing 28-16. Initial thoughts, it was disappointing. It started out so well too.
Yep.
Like it was going great. The pick six, then it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, and here's the thing that really gets to me is, you know, we started off with non-conference play. Obviously, you know, we play in Little Rock, we play Arkansas, and everyone's like, well, Iowa State. We build on these losses for conference play. Conference play gets here. We probably played. This is usually the worst team in the Sun Belt.
Yeah,
and
traditionally.
And we open up as underdogs, which doesn't happen, and we go and we lose. And I think first game of conference play, it kind of just sets the tone for the season. Like
the schedule does not get any easier from this point, and we'll talk a bit about that schedule here later on in the other segments. 17 yards of rushing from a team that was touted as having one of the top rushing, games in the Sun Belt coming into the season.
And I think a lot of that is Jaquez Cross, obviously.
Going out.
That is
going
true.
out.
Yeah.
But again, it hasn't looked good the entire season so far, even with him playing. I mean, I don't think that offensive line is just, it's not able to protect the run.
Well, and you can see just the way that Rayner has just not, like, anybody hasn't just been, there's been no confidence in any of the run. You can tell just, there's no poise. Everybody is, like, panicking in the sense, like, if you, like, for example, one of the drives, you can tell just the blocking wasn't there. You can tell there's just chaos on that whole offensive front.
It looks like they don't know what's going on. I mean, you talked about that. It just looks like even the defense looks like they don't know what they're doing. The offense just looks scrambled. It just looks hectic on both sides of the ball. It's just, it's rushing.
There's no continuity with this team right now.
Yeah.
And like we said, it's not going to get any easier for them. The defense is stagnant. 392 total yards. And it's almost, there's a lot of consistency with ULM in terms of the pass game and the rush game. They were consistent on both sides of the ball on offense there, passing and rushing.
Yep.
And we couldn't stop anything.
We honestly looked, and on going back to the rushing aspect of our offensive game, the longest rush was 11 yards. And that's not good. I mean, the second longest run was 5 yards, so you're not getting any production on the running side of the ball. And like Sullivan said, ULM was getting really whatever they wanted on passing and rushing.
Well, and you could tell just with that first interception that A-State threw, ULM got that confidence back.
Yeah.
You could tell just by how they were going and how they were controlling that game. Because look at this. A-State had 22 first downs that whole game. ULM had 18.
Yep.
How do you allow ULM to go 50% on third down attempts, and we're over here on 4 for 15? Like
oh my gosh.
It is. I've been wondering that all weekend of just like, why did the run attack not show up, and why did the defense just decide, I'm gonna take a nap. I'll be back here in the next half. Like, what's going on?
Rainer couldn't get any time in the pocket either.
That O-line is just we haven't seen protection all season.
No.
I mean, and I thought, okay, we play Arkansas, who has a pretty, they're bigger, and the SEC team, and then we play Iowa State. And I feel like Iowa State game, we actually had pretty good protection considering going against number 14 in the country. But, again, protection hasn't been there all year. And I think that goes...
No.
And I think Rainer's had to learn how to get outside the pocket, but then you go back to your receivers not getting open. You're it's just... reads aren't there. I don't know the offense.
Well, and here's the thing as well. You have arguably one of the best wide receivers in Corey Rucker, and you can tell with most of the routes that Corey's been taking.
He just looks frustrated.
Yeah,
he does, and that is completely understandable because you can tell Rainer's just wanting to force it to Cobb down the middle, but Cobb is being double covered while. There's just so much that I've had kept in here. I called my dad the other day.
Let it out, brother. Let it out.
And my dad, so I go, "Hey, Dad, what's going on with this game?" And he just goes, "Well, number one, this team." He compared our defense to an episode of Looney Tunes, and I'm
honestly,
and the main issue of it was because yes, you have that showing against Arkansas. That can't be, dismayed. You faced arguably one of the best offenses in the SEC up to that point.
From play one.
Yeah.
And then you go into Iowa State
and you compete.
And you look significantly better.
Yeah.
And I told Carson this a couple days before the game happened. I'm like, you can tell that the defense looks kind of lost. And then right after the Iowa State game, I ran into him when we were doing the post game, and we were saying hey, the adjustments were made. I understand there were a couple calls that happened, but what happened?
Yeah. And again, it's just bad for conference play opening up like this. I get it's not, and it was ULM's homecoming. Nope. I get that they had but let's be real. We should not lose to ULM.
No.
It's like we're going backwards.
It's been since 2009.
15 seasons. I mean,
I saw somebody post on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it. We've all had that discussion. The last time A-State lost to ULM in 2009, you could go. There were still blockbuster movie places still open.
Dude, the McRib was still on the menu.
God bless the McRib.
No, it's bad. It's bad. I think the culture in the program needs a shift, or it's not going to look pretty this season. A bowl game is very up in the air right now. I don't.
Nobody has us in a bowl game.
No,
right?
I looked at ESPN and
I don't blame them. You lose to ULM, you're kind of in a hole.
Well, and this brings into question. Yes, you open up conference play like this. You lose 28-16 against ULM. How do you recover against an equally better opponent in Texas State who's coming here? And it's going to be nationally televised.
The national television thing plays a role because Texas State's out the door after this year to the Big 12 or the Pac-12. Sorry, Pac-12. I mean, they're looking to make a statement to the country now,
and that
on national TV.
That is true.
Yeah, and it's not looking pretty. I'm wondering what the opening spread for the rest of the season is going to be, but I'm just going to say right now I don't think we're going to be favored in any of the games.
No.
So the opening spread for the Texas State game right now it's 13.5.
Oh,
yeah. See that, and that's generous if I'm being honest. I mean honestly, that is a very generous spread, and it might rise by time of the game. But I again, like Sullivan said, they're going to Texas State did what they were supposed to do. They won, they had good seasons, and they moved up to a better conference. I mean, a bigger conference. And A-State, I feel like I don't know. We had our glory years with Anderson, and then it just, I don't know. We're in a bad spot right now. Football is just in a very bad spot.
It's a spot that we've not been used to in a while.
No.
I mean, like I said, going to school here from 06 to 10, we went through a lot of trying times. Like our biggest win was against Army, and then of course Texas A&M at Texas A&M. But after that, there were no bowl games, and of course there weren't a whole lot of bowl tie-ins then. But even through 2013 and on, we were going to bowl games. We won 3 consecutive conference, Sunbelt Conference championships under Blake Anderson. And before that, the four coaches in 4 years thing, we were successful then.
Yeah.
What has happened?
And it feels like, I mean, so what? I'm just gonna ask, what do you think it is? Do you think portal? Do you think NIL? I mean, because we're killing
that has
both.
Played a major role in there not being any. The best way to put it, there's no loyalty.
Yeah.
To a program.
No.
Anymore.
Not at all.
Well, and this is a issue in college sports in general that we can get into later on, but there's no loyalty when you're allowed to jump from one school to another year after year after year after year.
Well, then here's the thing afterwards, though, because yes, that is the hugest issue in college athletics. But how, and I'm going to keep iterating this as we keep going on. How do you, one, you could tell just by, regardless what locker room, look at the bottom 10 in like all of 136 teams.
Yeah.
How did you get there? What happened? With A-State, I can tell you what's going on. One, the reason half of these games happen is because, like, the losses happen like this is because we're getting in our heads. We're either getting way too confident or we're just like, oh, they're up big, I'm throwing the towel in. Because I saw that a whole lot. Like, I remember going to Memphis my freshman year and watching A-State have a 2-touchdown lead over Memphis. And then they
blew
it. Billy Madison, all that. You blew it! But, like.
I don't know. I think, and the portal thing is a real thing in college sports, but
we're going to have to live with it.
But why are schools like JMU thriving right now?
Well, and here's the thing.
South Alabama.
The major thing is culture.
Exactly, and it goes back to culture, I think. I mean, yes, we understand that it's a new era of football, but there's teams in the Sun Belt that have adapted to that new era, and they're doing perfectly fine as a Sun Belt team. We're not asking A-State to go win a national championship. That's not what but we would hope to win against ULM.
We're asking for at least 7 wins.
Exactly.
That would be, we want consistency.
I think A-State fans know. I think they know where they are in the college football world. They know they're not a national championship competitor. Like, obviously, we're not there. That's not us. But we know we're used to those Anderson years where, you go win the Sun Belt we haven't won the Sun Belt since
2015?
It was like 2015, 2016.
2016.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And that was what was it? No, that wasn't Anderson's last year. That was
it was a second to last.
Second to last year.
He did have a rough end.
To
his time here before he went to Utah State.
And it almost feels like, I don't want to say it, but it almost feels like before. It feels like basketball a couple of years ago. It just feels like that spot where we're just not
stuck in a rut.
We're not competing with the Sun Belt. We're not competing with any national teams. We're just not very good.
Well, then this brings up a question that I have. Do you think a coaching change would help out A-State?
Ooh. Something has to happen. I'm not saying a coach in particular.
No, yeah.
I'm saying there needs to be a look at, and you never want to wish any ill will to anybody because this is their job. This is their livelihood. We want them to be successful. But anywhere else in the workforce, you're not successful, you may be let go.
Yeah.
That is true.
It's got to be the same standard in college sports.
Yeah.
You're not successful, you may have to look for something else. And we're not going to do names here. We're not going to call out individual coaches. I mean, we talk players and stats and the struggle therefore, but we never want to wish on A-State Sports Take any ill will to anybody whatsoever. Yeah. But I think the leadership needs to look at a change somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And not even in head position spots, just
could be anywhere.
Play calling, like training, recruiting, everything. Everything just needs to be looked at, I think, and that's something that the culture needs. I mean, it just needs to be looked at. Arkansas, for instance, they just went through a huge change.
We will get to that. We'll talk a little bit of our friends over on the western part of the state. But for now, we are going to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to A-State Sports Take live. Don't forget, we are live. It is a test show, but we are live on Red Wolf Radio. Mr. Sullivan, Christain Sandoval, Carson, Campbell. I know I slipped.
No, that was good.
Yeah, I had a moment there.
Too many things going on in
I know.
his head.
We'll be right back after this.
I think one of the things I learned at Arkansas State was life is 10% of what happens to you, 90% of how you respond to it, and that's just something that I live by.
A-State is home, and they're going to treat you like you're a part of the family.
ASU-TV, covering all your favorite sports. From Red Wolf Roundtable to West Side Football and more, ASU-TV has you covered. Tune in now to ASU-TV for news and coverage on these sports and more.
You're listening to A-State Sports Take on Red Wolf Radio.
We can only go up from here, boys.
Either up or down.
Welcome back to A-State Sports Take on Red Wolf Radio. Somebody else do the name introductions. I failed almost miserably last time.
Well, I'm Christain Sandoval. I'm here with Carson Campbell and Mr. Dustin Sullivan here at the ASU Red Wolf
We're Red Wolf Radio Studios. It's a great setup. We got to thank our engineers, Mr. Tim Arquette, Mr. Aiden Barber. Also,
Station manager.
Go ahead and shout out your station
David
manager.
Carey, man.
Yeah, man.
He's doing an excellent job this year.
Bravo, sir.
You can't see it, but I'm clapping right now. But.
Yep, you guys are doing a great
He's
job.
going to listen back and love us for that shout
Maybe
out.
I need to
He
put
will.
this on ASU TV too as well.
We might. We should.
Ooh, I'm telling you, there are some cool things coming up. We are working on doing a camera setup here in Red Wolf Radio. Will be a camera posted up there in the corner, looking down, and we're on radio, so we got to be given some specifics here. I'm going to do a teaching lesson here. It's going to be a camera mounted to the corner of the room that points down, so you can see shows going on live and hear them as well on ASU TV. So a lot of cool things coming here in the great collaboration we have with Red Wolf Radio on ASU TV.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Me and
And
Sandoval
he
are
just
actually.
can't hide it.
Me and
Mr. Carey just gave me a look. David Carey just gave me a look like, oh no, he went there.
Oh,
My friend, it's just beginning. You gave Mr. Sullivan a live mic.
And there goes the copyright.
Yeah, well, what else is new? Guys, again, recapping, A State football loses to ULM on the road, 28-16. I think almost ULM's quarterback, Armenta, may end up being Offensive Player of the Week for the Sun Belt Conference. He goes 16 for 25 for 175 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, a quarterback rating of 141.2. Ooh.
yeah, that's
And both quarterbacks started out the same way. Armenta throws a pick 6, and then very next possession, Rayner throws an interception. But Armenta's the one that got right back up and got going.
yep.
And here's the thing, though. Like, he used that as momentum as well. Because it's not... So, I'm very surprised with how quickly they just got over that. Like, it was like, okay, that pick 6 happened. And then we drive down the field and get that field goal to go up 10-0 at the end of the first. And then ULM goes on that run. They keep going on that run. They score 14 in the second quarter. And then not only that, there's no answers after that for A-State offensively wise. Most of our points in the second half come from our special teams.
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Two field goals.
I love me some Van Andel. Don't get me wrong.
I'm sorry, our scoring was 3 field goals and a pick 6. No scoring on offense
Yeah,
whatsoever.
and
you're never going to win a game
And you're
that way.
getting yards. I mean, it's not like they weren't getting yards. I feel like it also goes back to red zone percentage. We've had trouble with red zone this year. They're getting to the red zone. They're not capitalizing on getting into the red zone. I don't know why. If our formations are not...
2 for 4 in the red zone for A-State.
Jeez.
Only 6 points, and those were off 2 field
And that's
goals.
bad.
Very.
That's bad. Like,
It's not good.
it's not good.
It's
And
bad.
I know that's 50% in the red zone, but that's 6 points.
But
That is true.
50%, and that the stat only counts for just scoring.
yeah. I mean, you get 2 field goals.
So, yeah, it looks good, but look at how many points you're getting off of that
Exactly.
inside the 20 and less.
So you're
Two
really
field
0
goals.
for 4 with a touchdown in the red zone, which is not a good look.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. You're making me, a Dallas Cowboys fan who had to sit through the embarrassment that was yesterday, have a heart attack.
Bless it.
Because I've seen this kind of red zone issues. Like, yes, like I know, A-State eccentric, but like even then, like NFL-wise, you see those teams have so many issues in the red zone.
Yeah.
And it all comes boiling down to QB decision, what the offense can do, and how can you open up, whether the pass is being very well covered or the run is just being very well defended.
And I think lack of time in the pocket.
Yeah,
for Rayner, he had 6 sacks on the day.
That's
6
bad. Like
6 sacks, which might equal up to adding or taking away 50 yards in the net.
Yeah, 6 sacks is insane.
What in the world?
That, I mean, I can't even really. That 6 sacks is bad.
Yeah,
and that speeds up his decision-making times. I know we're putting a lot of pressure on Rayner, which is he's a quarterback. I know.
Well,
but
every game in football is going to be measured by how the quarterback plays.
Yeah,
because it's a quarterback-driven sport now.
Yes.
Yes, you have your back in the days, you have your Randy Mosses, you've got your Chris Carters, but like now
quarterback
does everything.
Yeah,
this is now I say like these next couple of weeks for Rayner is going to be a very big, like, how can you improve from your very like first conference game? Like at that point, like then again, we've seen what Rayner can do. Rayner, and by all means, is a good QB. He's got a very good deep ball, and he's got very good mobility with his legs.
So let's look at the schedule. Of course, we know we have Texas State this weekend at home, and then. Is it a bye week after that?
I believe so. Yeah.
Bye week, well-deserved bye week for them. That's a lot of games before a bye week. Then you go to South Alabama, and historically, we do not play well at South Al.
Mind you, it's on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday night on ESPN2. So they'll have not as much prep as you'd want coming off a bye week.
I think I find this funny, and I'm going to step back a little bit from it. I looked at the schedule, and I saw this Tuesday game, and I said, well, why is the Sun Belt trying to take Tuesday games from the MAC? And I'm like, Tuesday is MAC action,
Maction, baby. Give us the Maction.
I love the Sun Belt. Maybe a little.
Sun Belt needs to stick to Wednesdays.
Sun Belt Wednesdays.
Sun Belt Wednesdays.
Oh.
Fun Belt Wednesdays. There's your hashtag. Is that too long of a hashtag?
Yeah.
Hey, look, you said
Fun tongue twister.
Fun Belt Friday.
Fun Belt Friday.
Yeah,
I like that.
but we're getting to a point now where we have football on almost every day now, and we'll get to that point. Combining with NFL and college, starting on Mondays, Monday Night Football. Tuesdays, you'll have college football. Wednesdays,
church.
Yeah, church.
God bless.
Thursdays, football. Fridays, football. Saturday, football. Sunday, football.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. Yeah, in church. Yes, most importantly, church.
Look, look. So I do agree with you on that statement, though. That is a much needed bye week that A-State needs,
yes,
especially right
with
after,
that schedule too.
With that schedule and that gauntlet they just had to go through.
It genuinely doesn't get easier.
The Georgia Southern game after that's up in the air because Georgia Southern recently let go of their offensive coordinator, former A-State quarterback Ryan Applin.
We are 51% favorite. The percentage in ESPN right now is 51.8 for us, but that's a couple weeks out.
It's a toss-up.
It's a couple weeks out.
Look,
we've never been able to stop Georgia Southern's offense very well.
But I think that going on to our schedule, I think it's important to understand that the season isn't over for A-State.
Oh, no. By all means, it's not.
And I know ULM was disappointing, but let's go back to red zone. They clean up a few plays. They could score on 4 of those trips, and you win that game.
And like I was saying, like if you can, like the defensive coordinator, he makes a couple of adjustments. Like, look, the key issue with A-State is there's no. I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not going to name names, but there's no wanting to fix anything on offense. You don't want to adjust anything.
Yeah.
But then we go defense, and he tries to there's adjustments being made, but they just don't really work out all that good.
Yeah,
it's like tying your shoe, but your shoe comes untied within like the first 3 steps.
You gotta pull it tight.
Yeah.
Do we think 6 wins is manageable at this point? If we look at it, so we have 1 win right now against SEMO.
<sighs>
Texas State, I don't see it.
No. I think we lose that game. Respect.
South Alabama at South Alabama on a Tuesday night.
They're not very good this year.
But here's the thing, though. Like, and I'm gonna keep making this point because I remember speaking with a certain Benjamin McDowell about this as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw that, but also you got to look at who they played as well. So South Alabama kept it close to Tulane. Tulane's a very good group of 5, group of 6, whatever you want to call it, team.
Yep.
They did somewhat of a.
They lost to Coastal though. I mean that negates everything.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Coastal who? No,
They played Auburn pretty good. I
Coastal
guess.
Carolina. They're not just Coastal.
Yeah.
We could do almost a whole episode on Sunbelt teams trying to change their name and identity. Kills me.
And then they had
Shout out Galen Perkins on that one. He'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And then
North Texas.
They had that loss against North Texas,
Which is
but,
very
But
good.
they played Auburn close.
They did.
They did.
31-15. Two-possession game.
I think we lose that game.
I honestly think we do as well. Here's my thing. I know we said Georgia Southern is a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
But that's homecoming. Hopefully we don't see those really ugly, like that Red Wolf helmet we saw at Kennesaw.
Get rid of that thing.
Please.
Hang it on a Christmas
I
tree.
mean,
That's where it belongs.
I guess
Hey, I'll take it in my apartment. We can put it on the Christmas
It looks like a
tree.
Christmas ornament.
I guess this is the question though. Are there 5 games on this schedule that we think we can win?
I'm looking at that Louisiana game.
I mean,
I'm looking at Southern Miss and I'm looking at Louisiana.
I mean, Southern Miss played
because they're
Mississippi
only
State.
because they're at home.
Because I think, well, you got to look at Southern Miss as well. So Southern Miss, last time we played them was like, 23, right? We played them in 23.
Yeah.
That was Rainer's debut game, and Rainer looked excellent that game. But you also got to look at Louisiana as well in the schedule. They don't have Walker Howard. Walker Howard's on and off injured. I think, and also that's like a very deep rivalry game. Why we have the Rice Bowl of ULM, who knows? But like we should make that.
Oh my, that was so weird.
Did you see the trophy?
The trophy looked like I could buy it from any trophy store in town. Fill a bowl with rice.
So forced. Yeah, it was forced.
And I was talking to somebody else about this. I get because we have major rice distributors in our area, like Riceland. Mm-hmm. What is there in Monroe? They eat a bunch of it?
Well, I looked it up as
Cajun food, which I absolutely love.
Me too. But yeah.
Gives me some Cajun food. Give me some gumbo and some etouffee any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Well, and here's the thing as well. So I looked it up, and ULM, so Louisiana as a state also has a very decent rice production. Yeah. So I guess I could see why, but like, could you not? It's like Memphis in the Paint Bucket Bowl.
Well, that goes back to tradition. Actually, we've done some research on that. That was the original name of the rivalry, way back in the day. And they tried to bring it back, but they tried to bring it back as a sponsored element. And when you try to tie a sponsor to it, a rivalry game, it has no meaning. Look at some of the biggest rivalry games in college football. Do you see a sponsor tied to them?
Nope. Yep, I'm with you.
Sponsored by the Homer's Bucket Bowl. It's like
Iron Bowl sponsored by Walk-Ons or something. I mean,
what?
Good restaurant.
I feel like that would be more like a Waffle House sponsorship. I don't know.
I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the games we have the best chance to win, right? App State, Troy, and Southern Miss or Southern Alabama.
So what I'm hearing is
I don't think we
about
beat Southern
4 or
Miss.
5 wins.
And I think we finished with 4 wins.
No bowl.
No bowl.
No bowl.
No bowl.
And honestly, it's a really competitive Sun Belt this year too. But that doesn't mean, and ULM again is definitely better than they usually are this year. But I still think it's gonna be a rough.
Well, you look at ULM's
season.
schedule. First, they got to go to Northwestern. That's gonna be. If you haven't seen their temporary stadium setup right now at Northwestern, it's awesome. It's right by one of the lakes or rivers.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous looking.
Can we keep that as like the permanently one?
Yeah,
please.
Yeah,
that looks
no
beautiful.
kidding. So then they host they go to Coastal, then they host Troy, they go to Southern Miss, they host Old Dominion, they host South Al, they go to Texas State. And then they have to go to Louisiana for the rivalry
game. So
game.
they finish out their season with 2 road games.
I mean, what a jump start for them.
Yeah,
if they get to 6 wins, all the talk about ULM not having enough funding to potentially stay not only in the Sun Belt, but for football to stay in the FBS.
That would be like the big
6 wins in a bowl game. That brings in a ton
and I
of
think
money
I think
for
they
them.
get to 6 wins. I think they do.
Yeah.
They're already at 3
at A-State's expense.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate part about it.
That is true.
And
Yeah.
I know this is, but Old Dominion, thank goodness we don't have to play them. My
kidding.
goodness.
Don't get me started on that. I had to sit through that game last year.
Old Dominion, they are great at football this season.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
They're very. I will say this for later on in the season when women's basketball starts around. They're very good at women's basketball
Yes.
too.
I can't wait for basketball, man. Oh.
Trust me, as we go, we'll get more into basketball. So, anyway, we're going to take another quick break. Listening to A-State Sports Take, Red Wolf Radio. I think we'll talk a little probably NFL.
Ooh.
And maybe your trip to Fayetteville, talk a little Notre Dame and the
National
comparison. Does a situation in Arkansas like that maybe potentially happen at another school in the state of Arkansas? Who knows? We'll be right back.
Here to deliver the latest news on A-State sports, ranging from football, basketball, baseball, and more.
I'm your host, Tristan Harlan, alongside your other host, Cooper Melder.
Red Wolf Roundtable is your local sports source.
Tune in to Red Wolf Roundtable to get your fix on sports talk and news.
Students should watch ASU-TV just to see the creativity that a college student can get. The creativity that some of these students have is truly amazing. Getting that experience can really just take you further, and I feel like our program does that for a lot of students.
You're listening to Red Wolf Radio, your source for the best music and community stories.
You're listening to A-State Sports Take on Red Wolf Radio. And we're back, and again, the great Dustin Sullivan, Carson Campbell, and Christain Sandoval. Like Sullivan said, I think it's time to get into some NFL and some national football news.
Oh, if only I'd had the NFL on Fox Music. Da-da-da-da-da-da. There it is. I did it for you.
I prefer the CBS.
Sandoval, how you?
Oh, we're going to have an argument about that before we get to anything else?
Oh, my
Look,
goodness.
I don't want. Look, before we get into that argument, I don't want to talk about what happened on.
What happened last night?
Yeah, we do.
What happened?
Yeah, we
last
do.
night? Tell me what do you think? What's going on? I know.
I saw frustrations within the commentators. I saw frustrations on the field. I saw frustrations in the stands. Then again, Cowboys fans are easily angered by anything. If you sneeze and mention the name, I don't know, Tom Brady, they'll go. It's like they curl into a ball and they're just like, stop it. But I saw that game on Sunday. I saw an impressive debut by Jackson Dart against the Chargers.
Ooh, yeah.
Good shout out.
That was beautiful. Yeah, shout out that Ole Miss QB.
Dart and Scatterboo together in a backfield.
That is.
You could have that for 10 years, and they could win some conference championships out of that, or some division championships at least.
Don't get me started on that.
Sorry, bud. Sorry. They're the ones improving their team.
Yeah, Ohan, we're going to talk about the Cowboys and all that. Hey, what happened over there, New England?
Winners. 42-13 over the Carolina Panthers.
I'm so proud of that.
Wow.
Y'all
Should be.
really
That's a rough game against Carolina Panthers.
Well,
man.
then we got next week on Sunday night at Buffalo.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I think that game y'all got a chance with, though, because if you saw the Buffalo game against New Orleans, it was
They struggled. But Sunday night in Buffalo, they're debuting their rivalry uniform.
Is that the whiteouts?
The icy whites.
Oh my gosh!
The
Yeah, you're
icy
cooked. You're
whites.
cooked.
New England has to wear home unis.
You are
on their-
cooked.
Please let it snow.
Okay, uniforms. Before we have to get to the uniform matchup, ULM and Arkansas State. How painful was that? All gray uniforms with red helmets for ULM against white uniforms, white helmets, black pants for Arkansas State.
Well, and here's the thing.
How did somebody get away with doing that? It's so stupid.
Well, here's the thing, though. I will say this. I did like ULM's helmet. That was a classic,
was clean.
That was a clean helmet.
Yeah.
What was going on with the uniform?
So it's their decision on what to wear as the home team. They should have told A-State, hey, we're going to wear gray. You may want to consider maybe wearing a dark color.
Like,
go. The white helmet's fine. Helmets don't matter. But all right, look at all the aspects it affected. You could barely see anything on TV because it was in the middle of the day, sun bright as could be.
In Monroe, where it's hot.
Yes.
Those poor
TV
players.
broadcasters got confused sometimes. The radio guys were frustrated. I could bring Matt Stolzen here right now, the voice of the Red Wolves. He'd been like, what in the world?
Oh, no. So, funny enough, I listened to a little bit of that game on the way up to work on Saturday.
I was listening to it on Fayetteville, too.
Yeah.
And just the confusion that Matt was having that whole time. And I was thinking, I'm like, this poor guy has to call a game where it looks painful.
He's probably just looking through binoculars the whole time at that point. I mean, yeah, there were separations in terms of the numbers, but you honestly got to wonder if that affected the passing game too. And I had to get it out. I said this because on Fridays I produce The Drive with Cade Carlton at the Ticket Radio Network, and Cade had to leave early to go call the Brooklyn high school football game. So he gave me the last 15 minutes of his show, or the last 15 minutes of hour 2 before we did a best of segment for hour 3. And I told him, I was like, I'm going to go on a rant, just a heads up. He goes, do it, man. You have the mic. It's yours. And I pulled it up, and we had talked. I talked about it. I was like, man, I wish I had somebody in here to at least I could bounce this off of, because I just went off and I was like, this uniform combination's terrible. And it made me have flashbacks to the year we played at Auburn. I can't remember what year that was. At Auburn, we wore dark gray uniforms with red letters, numbers to their blue. And because Auburn didn't agree and approve of that, A-State had to have a penalty each half and lose a timeout.
Gosh.
Each half. That was the penalty, because you have to have contrasting uniforms.
Yeah.
That doesn't look good.
But if ULM, if they agreed to it, fine. I would have at least told A-State, wear your black uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
That way we have a contrast between the two.
That way it's easier to tell you two apart. Like, if Matt Stoles, who, by the way, is an amazing radio
one of the
call-by
best.
call, he's one of the best. If I'm having to hear confusion in that guy's voice, what are y'all doing?
And he's frustrated.
Yeah.
Bless him.
It's pulling out the old lady now. Bless his heart.
Bless him. That was what we say in the South. Bless your heart.
Bless him.
No, it was painful to watch and to see that uniform matchup. I'm curious I need to look and see some of the photos that people took and some people that shot highlights on the field, just how awful it was for them too, to be able to tell them apart. There was not enough contrast between the two uniforms. And if I'm the NCAA, I'm looking at this like, this is an example I'm sending to all the other teams across the country. Please don't do this for the sake of television and radio and the fans in general.
Don't be that guy, pal.
One team needs to be wearing dark colors. One team needs to be wearing light colors. That's the rule. We should abide by it. Plain and simple.
Tell me who's who.
I don't know who's who.
Tell me who's who.
I don't.
Especially with the receivers moving. When the receivers moved, you just saw whites.
Yeah, that's rough.
And again, it didn't help that it was a mid-afternoon game and it was as sunny as could be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it changes in the dark. Maybe.
I don't think it does either, honestly.
But it's just brutal.
Yeah.
And nobody's talking about it enough. And I'm hoping the NCAA is sending out that example to teams saying, don't do this.
That's terrible. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
Okay, Charles.
Thanks, Charles. Appreciate it. All right, NFL, real quick before we wrap it up for a day. There were some impressive, like I said, Buffalo struggled until late in the game against New Orleans. Detroit dominant against Cleveland. Atlanta, Washington was actually a decent game, with Atlanta winning that. But again, Washington didn't have Jaden Daniels out for the second straight game.
That'll be the biggest factor right there,
Yeah.
especially going into next week.
Had a great game in Dublin too.
Jaguars 49ers.
A-Rod got the most of his swagger back at that point. and I hate to say that because
he wasn't playing on turf.
That is true. Well, I'm the biggest A-Rod hater you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2016. Ugh. But anyway, but like you could tell, just he got his swagger back. Him and Metcalf, that is an amazing connection right there. I mean, heck, I got killed in fantasy because of Metcalf. So the 30 points that Metcalf gave another one of my buddies, like, ouch.
Got you for sure. Yeah, I mean, NFL's back in full swing. I mean, even Chicago and Las Vegas.
Battle of the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah. Pretty
Looks
much.
like the Raiders are the worst.
But tonight's slate, you get 2 games. They're just not good.
Jets, Dolphins are
Jets,
serious?
Dolphins, and the Dolphins are wearing their all-black rivalry uniforms tonight.
Boys, it's the battle of the 0-3.
Yeah.
I mean, on a Monday night primetime game.
Cincinnati and Denver game may get more viewers later on ABC.
Honestly,
yeah.
That's the thing, though. Do you want to see Justin Fields and Tua? Or do you want to see Jake Browning and Bo Nix?
I want to see Bo Nix.
Bo
Nix any day.
Yeah.
By the way, Chris Fowler's calling that game on ABC, I believe. Let's hope his voice is...
Okay.
There was a thing when he did the last doubleheader, Monday Night Football, his voice he just struggling.
What game did he have? Yes.
Was it last week or week before that he had a game when Monday Night Football did a doubleheader, and he was coming off of not only calling college football, but he was also calling U.S. Open tennis. And his voice was just struggling.
He didn't have Penn State yesterday. He had
Georgia.
He
had Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping his voice is well rested. I mean, he calls a lot. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think of guys like him that do that. Kurt calling Thursday nights, Saturdays, and also doing game day as well. Mike Monaco is another example. Early in the year, he'll do Little League World Series. He'll do U.S. Open tennis and college football within the same few weeks.
Yeah.
Rest your voice.
Rest your voice.
Drink that.
Because we like your voice.
Hydration.
H2O.
H2O, exactly. Yeah, tonight, I mean, and the interesting point, both in Miami and in Denver, they're predicting some weather.
Ooh.
Some rain in those games, maybe?
You know I love me a good rain game.
You would like better rain games or snow games?
See,
oh, come on.
I like me a good snow game.
I love me a good snow game.
I like snow games, but them rain games sometimes just the aura is just.
You ever hear of the Monsoon Bowl in Pittsburgh?
I've heard of the Monsoon Bowl in Pittsburgh. Hey, the first bowl game, FBS bowl game A-State went to, the New Orleans Bowl, it was actually played in Lafayette because of hurricane conditions.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I remember.
I think that was 2008 that happened? Yeah. That sounds about right. No, not 2008. That would have been 2005. Sorry, 2005. I'm an old man. I get my years mixed up. That's why I got the young bucks.
This guy over here.
This guy over here can't even get his years right. What is he doing? But I can still teach class. I'll tell you what.
Okay, all right there, bud.
I'll tell you what. Hey, MLB, before we wrap up, MLB playoffs. What's the one team you're pulling for?
Oh, no.
You see, I want to pull for a team, but my Rangers are sadly not in the playoffs. So, honestly, I'm gonna pull a rabbit out of the hat. I want to say on my AL side, I kind of want to go the Guardians. Honestly, the Guardians. That last stretch they had against Texas.
So we're doing AL winner, NL winner, World Series winner.
Yeah. So AL.
And there's your bracket. Don't forget the top 2 seeds get.
Give me the Yankees.
Man, forget you.
Hold on, one at a time. One at a time.
So I'm just saying. So the Guardians look pretty good. The NL is where it gets a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
Like, LA doesn't really look as strong as they usually do. Then again, they've been dealing with injuries. I kind of want to say Philadelphia on that one.
Okay.
And then, Philadelphia.
Great crowds you get for that, for sure.
Cleveland and Philly for a World Series.
Okay.
Man, who'd be a winner of that, though?
Winner in how many games?
Want to say Cleveland. I'll say it in 7.
Got it. Yeah. When in doubt, always go 7. You want to get to a game 7, the excitement level of it. All right, Carson.
As someone who doesn't watch the MLB, I know
this guy.
I'll have the wild card games on in ASU-TV newsroom tomorrow while I'm here.
Great.
So
give me the Yankees. I know.
Okay.
New York, man, New York, and we'll go. You know what? Just for all the Cardinal fans. We'll go Cubs.
It's not coming.
We'll go
So you got
Cubs.
Yankees, Cubs, World Series. Who wins it and in how many games?
That's a great question. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Yankees, and I don't predict games in baseball, but I'll go.
You made
Just
the
when in
one-
doubt, say 7.
Just
I'll
say
go,
seven.
7, but I'm gonna go 6 just to be different.
Okay.
Okay.
You would.
Well, look,
You would.
I'm gonna go 6 just to be different.
you made the one Cubs fan that's somewhere in this building
Very happy
and
until
then
I
just made
said
him
6.
upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I'll start with my National League pick because it's probably the hardest one, but I'm with you. I'm on the Phillies in the National League, and give me the big dumper and the Seattle Mariners.
Oh, my
Give me the
Lord.
Mariners to win the AL, so you get Mariners, Phillies, East Coast, West Coast World Series, and I'm going Seattle Mariners in 7 games.
With the power of Tupac Shakur.
Yes, exactly. Guys, it's been fun.
It has.
This is what we have to look forward to every Friday.
Every Friday.
in my sports casting class. More students coming in doing this, and we'll just do random episodes every now and then with just
Whoever.
This is what it's about. Yeah, we'll do TV stuff and all that too, but it's not just about play-by-play and color anymore. This is the place where we can get jobs. For sure. I love it.
Money,
experience. That's all that matters. Guys, thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir.
The test debut episode.
C squared.
C squared. I love it.
Yes.
We'll see you next time on A-State Sports Take on Red Wolf Radio. Thanks for listening.